if you compare it to the other economies across the world, whether it's our peers or our Western counterparts, Indian economy has remained resilient in any kind of shocks that the world has perhaps seen. And that is also being expressed by investors. That's also expressed by companies who continue to invest in India. We'll come to that point in just a bit. But let me also welcome on the broadcast Mr. N.R. Bhanumurthy. Mr. N.R. Bhanumurthy is the director of IIM Rohtak. Sir, I'll come to you in just a bit, but let's also give an opportunity for Mr. Bhanumurthy to also express his thoughts on the Prime Minister's speech. Mr. Bhanumurthy, go ahead. This was a strong pitch that was made by the Prime Minister as far as manufacturing in India is concerned, domestic consumption is concerned, and not just that. He stated that we need to make for the world. He also spoke about the quality of Indian products that needs to be kept intact so that we can sell our products globally. Your first thoughts on the Prime Minister's address today?
Well, this is an important message that the Honorable Prime Minister is making on the eve of the festival season. Especially that, when there's so many reforms have been undertaken in the past 3-4 years. And GST 2.0 is definitely a major reform. It was work in progress for some time. And this is the right time, I think, the government has come up with these reforms, especially when the globalization has almost broken due to various policies by the advanced countries. And I think Honorable Prime Minister is making a pitch for Indian revival of the Indian manufacturing sector. And we have also seen a lot of action on other front as well, especially factory market reforms. And I'm sure going forward we will be seeing many more changes in the factor market. And I think all these issues are coming up because of the kind of retreat that we had as part of the globalization, and what we have seen with the H1B 2 days ago, I think is going to put more pressure on Indian labor market. And there's only one way that we can address this Indian labor market issue, by addressing some of the constraints that Indian manufacturing sector is facing. So it is part of the many reforms that have been undertaken, and I'm sure this will help a big way to revive the Indian manufacturing.
Right. Mr. Bhanumurthy, you spoke of very pertinent points, but what more the government do? What kind of reforms the government must undertake after this exercise to tackle some of the challenges that the country is currently facing or will face as a result of the global geopolitical shift that's happening? We do understand that the government is looking at giving a boost to domestic consumption. We've seen the government consistently increase capex in budgets over the past couple of years. What more do you expect the government to do in terms of giving a push so as to ensure that the country can become a Viksit Bharat by 2047?
Yeah, you rightly pointed about domestic consumption. I think what is important is also to really focus more on the domestic production. And GST will help in domestic consumption. But I think, as I said, factor market reforms are a major area where we need to focus, particularly land markets as well as labor markets. And recently, I think central government also came out with incentives for addressing the land issues. I do hope the labor issues also will be sorted out going forward. And Honorable Prime Minister spoke about the MSME sector. And again, this is one area we can focus more in terms of providing more incentives to help protect the MSME sector, because that is the backbone for Indian manufacturing sector. And similarly, we have seen some action on the monetary policy side, and there are many other areas where, if you've heard Prime Minister's speech during Independence Day, that we'll have something to a committee to address, the pending reforms. I hope that will be coming soon, so that we address all those structural bottlenecks that we are having. So ultimately, we need to see structural transformation where
Absolutely.
the share of manufacturing sector goes to 25%.